Good morning, New Life. My name is Elle, and this is my New Life story. Growing up, I grew up in a Christian household. Everyone believed in God and we went to church, but it wasn't necessarily something we talked about every day. I am the baby of four. My siblings were definitely my protectors. They're all there's a good age gap. The next one's 8 years older than 11 years, then 15 years older than me. So I was in a very loving house in that sense. Everyone loved each other, and we were crazy. My family's crazy, but in a good way. Kind of made my faith my own when I went to church camp in middle school. It was between 7th and 8th grade, and that's where I gave my life to Jesus and felt the Holy Spirit for the first time. And then going from there into high school, I was really confident in my faith and had a strong foundation in it. And then I think I just let the world become too big of a part of it through junior and senior year, and then that led me into college, which just set me up to be kind of an idiot and choose my flesh above what God had for me. I was in a sorority in Arkansas, and that's supposed to be the fun, and it was fun, getting to know people, but there's a certain lifestyle that comes with that, I think, sometimes. And I thought that's what it was supposed to be all about. I thought that's what college was. And once I realized that was all wrong, because it wasn't fulfilling at all. I'd still go to bed just as sad as, it's not like that those things made me happy in any sense. It was just what everyone else kind of around me was doing. From there, it just took kind of a lot of trial and error. I think I decided that I just wanted to kind of have the college experience or do life my way. And it wasn't until about my sophomore year that I just realized how much I was taking God for granted. I was going to church on Sunday mornings still, but was living a completely different life on this Saturday night before. Took a hard look at myself and decided this isn't what God had planned for me. So it was after we did a Wednesday night or college service, and I just thought about how throughout my entire life there has been a pursuit of God to me, and I have never done that in return in the same way. I remember sitting kind of in the car and just crying out because I knew that the way that I was living wasn't the way that I was called to be living by God. I would say that night is when I was okay, I need to at least start here. And so that's when I was okay, I gotta get plugged in and kind of grow in community and have encouragement with that as well. Once I graduated from there, I moved back home to Kansas City and was living in the River Market and living by myself. And I think that after college adjustment was pretty hard. Anxiety and depression runs in my family, and I've always dealt with it growing up, but that's when I kind of felt it the most. And I didn't really know what to do because I felt like I was close to God, but I knew that He was the only thing that was going to take that away. But I think through that, God taught me that how much power that my thoughts have, and how often the enemy tries to lie to us. And just the enemy was constantly pointing me back to all the mistakes I've made and my failures. And it just took a while to realize that was a lie. And just because I had those thoughts didn't mean that they were the truth. And being able to be at New Life, and I've just learned so much, not only at this church, but through the people that God has put in my life. Like my husband, Ashton, who God has showed me his character through Ashton every day. And then also my friends and my family now. My family has grown a ton in our faith, I would say. And just God has put really good friends in my life too that point me to Christ. So this is such a fun time in my life that I feel like God is really encouraging me to be fully present in it and not worry too much about the future and not look back to the past, because I think that's both those things are things I struggle with. He has just been pointing me in a lot of directions that I think are going to be really fulfilling. I started my own little event planning company, and so that's been fun. I'm going in with that intention not to make it about myself, but really making it about the heart of Jesus. And we just did that whole hospitality series, and which was very fitting for that as well. But those are some things I'm looking forward to.